Hi guys, and welcome to the first installment of my DVD movie reviews. So this is 1 through 10, and I will have the movies listed down in the description along with a link to the full list of movies. Number 1 is 9. 9 is a Tim Burton movie, I think. It's an animated movie and it's pretty good. It's like a dystopian future kind of movie and it's very unique. Kind of weird. It goes off of the whole idea of technology advancing to a point where it thinks for itself and destroys us all. In the movie, basically all humans have been killed by machines, and all that's left are these little creature robot sort of things that were created by this guy, and it's up to them basically to bring back civilization. And there's 9 of them, so that is why it's called 9. The same scientist created 8 others, and when the movie starts up, it's number 9 basically being turned on and coming to life and going out to fight the good fight for the human race and all of that. So it's very interesting and, like I said, unique. I think it's worth watching. It's weird, but I still think that it's good. Let me get some chips because I am so hungry. Number 2 is 12 Rounds, which is a John Cena movie. John Cena is a WWE wrestler, also my favorite WWE wrestler, but he's also a very good actor, and he started acting a couple years ago. The first movie he did was The Marine, which is also very good, which will be reviewed when I get to the M's, which is going to be a while from now. The storyline is really awesome. John Cena's character, he's a cop, he arrests this one guy, and I don't remember if it's like 5 years later. I know it's like been a few years or something. And the guy escapes from prison and he comes after John Cena's character and he makes him play this game called 12 Rounds, where there's 12 rounds that his character has to beat in order to get his wife back because the guy has kidnapped his wife. It's basically this huge action-packed riddle kind of thing. He gets these challenges and he has so much time to figure them out. So he has these different rounds that he has to go through and complete in order to start the next round. And that's basically the premise of the movie. Huge, action-packed, because the guy has him running all over the town, completing these different rounds, and all the rounds are like physical, so there's a lot of action. And John Cena's really good with action stuff, so it's pretty awesome. It's gotta be one of my more favorite movies, I would say. And definitely I would recommend watching it because it's really awesome if you like action movies. I think it's amazing. These are like my favorite kind of chips. They're high up on the list, at least ranking tied number 1 with something else. I don't know what they're tied at number 1 with. Number 3 is 28 Days Later, which I don't really have much to say about because I didn't like it that much. I think I've seen the majority of the sequel, 28 Weeks Later, which I like way more, but the first one, I don't know. It's a zombie apocalypse movie, and it basically is these 3 people, I think. It focuses on the one guy, but it's 3 of them all together. And it's just basically them living, trying to survive zombie apocalypse. It was kind of like an indie film, so it's not like any amazing, I don't know, there's nothing really that amazing about it. Like, the film quality isn't top notch, and there aren't any effects or anything like that. It's an okay movie, but I definitely think the sequel is better. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Cillian Murphy. He's a good actor, though. He plays the main character in 28 Days Later. And I like him as an actor, but I still don't think the movie was that good. Number 4 is 30 Days of Night. This movie is amazing. It's one of the best vampire movies I've probably ever seen in the horror aspect, because I've seen a lot of vampire movies. But when it comes to a horror-based vampire movie, I definitely think this is one of the best ones. I think the best way to probably explain it is you have a town of people in Alaska, and it's coming to the point where, like, the sun does its whole thing, or it's dark all the time. It's coming to the day when they're going to have 30 straight days of night, and they lose their power, I think, and like everything stops working and they can't leave, and they hear that the nearest town, like, everyone was killed or something, and basically turns out there's like this whole coven of vampires, and they're like, oh, 30 Days a Night, vampires, totally got our names written all over it, we're gonna kill some people. It's basically what it is. These people are stuck in this town that's in the middle of nowhere, 30 days of night, so they don't have the sun on their side at all, and there's vampires everywhere. So it's basically just them trying to survive this vampire attack. And I think my favorite part, I mean, it's amazing acting, amazing storyline, but my favorite part about this movie is the vampires. They look so awesome and scary, and it's just like the way they did the vampires in the movie is one of the coolest that I've seen in any movie. I love the way they decided to do it, and yeah, I definitely think if you like horror movies, you should see 30 Days of Night, because it's amazing. That is a really big chip. Holy crap. Number 5 is 40-Year-Old Virgin. This is one of my favorite comedy movies ever. I think it's just hilarious, and I love Steve Carell. I've seen probably like nearly all of his movies because I think he's funny and just a great actor. And 40-Year-Old Virgin is definitely one of my favorite movies of his. I just think it's hilarious. I love everything about it. I love the storyline. I love the characters. I love the acting and the comedy and just everything. I think it's awesome. I think the title explains itself. It's this guy that's a 40-year-old virgin, and the people he works with finds out, and they're just like, hey man, like, we're gonna help you out and get you laid because no one should be 40 and a virgin. So they start taking him out and trying to train him how to get women, basically. It's hilarious. I love it so much. So delicious. Number 6 is 50 First Dates, which is an Adam Sandler movie. It also has Drew Barrymore in it. They play the 2 lead roles in the movie. I think this movie is hilarious. It's about Drew Barrymore's character has, what does she have? She has antegrade amnesia. She can't form any new memories. So basically, she got in this accident, and afterwards she loses her ability to process memories from her short term to her long-term memory. So to her, she can't remember anything that's happened since her accident. So every day she wakes up and she thinks it's the day of when the accident happened. So she wakes up thinking it's her dad's birthday. She does the same thing every day because she can't remember that it's not that she did the same thing yesterday. So it's basically just her character, and Adam Sandler's character meets her and likes her and realizes she can't remember me. Every day I have to meet her for the first time again. So it's just basically their relationship with her disorder. And it's pretty awesome. I mean, as far as movies about antegrade amnesia, there aren't that many, so I think it's an awesome premise for a movie. I've only ever seen one other movie about it, and it was a completely different aspect. Sorry, it was totally different than it wasn't a comedy. It was like a thriller action kind of movie. It was called Memento. Maybe you've seen it. That movie is like totally different though. But yeah, so 50 First Dates, I like it. I think it's awesome. I love Adam Sandler. I think all of his movies are good. Number 7 is 88 Minutes. 88 Minutes is a thriller action movie. Basically, this guy gets a call saying, you have 88 minutes to live. Good luck. And it's just the guy trying to figure out who is after him. And it's pretty awesome. It's definitely a movie that I feel like you have to watch more than once just to fully absorb everything. I don't think it's enough to watch it one time. I think you have to watch it. Like, I feel like I need to watch it again because I don't feel like you get everything out of it the first time. Very action-packed, quick-paced storyline is just really amazing in that movie. It keeps you guessing the entire time, which I love, because a lot of the time with story plots, I figure it out way before I'm supposed to. So I love movies that actually keep me guessing to the very end. And that was one of them. I didn't figure out who it was until he did in the movie. So really awesome, and definitely recommend it. So good. Number 8, I'm actually not going to talk about at all because it's 300 and I still haven't watched it, even though I've had it on DVD for like 3 years now. Something like that. It's been a while. I just haven't felt like watching it. I have seen the first couple minutes of it, and I know what kind of a movie it is, and since getting it, I haven't felt like watching it, so I still haven't watched it. I got it because it has Gerard Butler in it. That's the only reason I got it, not because I was interested in what the movie's actually about, but because he's in it and he's shirtless the entire time. So, yeah. Number 9 is 500 Days of Summer. I found out about this movie because it has Zooey Deschanel in it, and I love her as an actress. I think she's amazing and hilarious, and I love watching movies with her in. This is kind of a twisted love story kind of movie that's not really a love story. It kind of goes through a dysfunctional relationship, and I definitely would recommend it if you kind of like comedy relationship movies. But like I said, it's a relationship movie that's not actually about a relationship. Like, it's not a happy ending relationship kind of thing. It's not like, oh, they get together and they're happy and they're together for the rest of their life, happily ever after thing. It's not like that at all. Definitely very interesting. So if you're into that sort of thing, I would definitely recommend watching it. And last off is number 10, which is 2012. I feel like everyone should watch this movie because it's amazing. It made me completely rethink the whole, the world's gonna end thing, because that movie presents that idea in a way that makes you actually believe it. Like, oh my god, this could actually happen. I was convinced that the world was gonna end for like a week after watching that movie. Effects are incredible. I don't know how they did the stuff that they did in that movie because it seems so realistic. Amazing movie. Best apocalypse movie I've ever seen, and I have seen a lot because I love apocalypse movies. The only thing is that it's long, so you have to be ready to sit down for like 2.5 hours to watch it, but besides for that, it is amazing. I love it so much. There's just nothing wrong about that movie in my opinion. Alright guys, that was 1 through 10. Keep an eye out for 11 through 20.